Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here with week number 2 of the Spring Fever YouTube Hop. This week's theme was flowers and hearts because it is Valentine's Day today. Happy Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, happy Wednesday, Friday, whatever day this is. I think it's a Friday. Happy day to you. So here is my flowers and heart project. I think it turned out so super cute. This is the first time that I worked with crepe paper to make the flowers that I call trash flowers because normally I crumple them up like trash. But they're kind of like a take on carnations, I think. Maybe some cottage roses in there. I don't know. So this guy is so cute. This image is from I think it's Cake Ruza Sketch is how you say it. I'll put it in the description box. It's an Etsy digital scrapbook paper, and I added the All You Need Is Love and Coffee. I added that on there, and I cut this heart out and I added the flowers around the heart. Super cute to put on your tier trays or on your desk, whatever you want. I do have 2 separate tutorials in the same video. Here's the back. It's still wet a little bit, the frontage. The first tutorial you're going to see is the stand because I realized I did not do the stand in the actual tutorial on how to make the flowers. So the tutorial first will show you how to do the stand, which is super easy. And then the second part of that will show you how to make the flowers and the heart. So there you are. I hope you guys really enjoy this project. Definitely after you're done watching me, hop down to the next person and welcome again to our YouTube Hop. Here are the tutorials. Okay, here is how you make the stand. Now you can use this for any type of project that you need a stand for. You can make this as wide that you need it or as narrow. So all you do is take some card or chipboard or heavy cardstock or whatever you have. In this case, it's the cereal board, and you're just going to make a triangle out of it. So I have cut my pieces 1 inch by 2 inch. You need 2 of those pieces, and then a 1 by 1. And you can connect them however you feel comfortable. Last time I did it, I think I connected them with tape instead of doing it this way, but I don't feel like cutting all these pieces of cardstock to cover the chipboard. So I'm just gluing the chipboard right to my cardstock. And I'm not going to be too worried about the inside of the stand being tan. I don't really care. You can wrap your pieces, you can cut extra pieces, whatever you want. Just make sure your chipboard pieces are slightly, there's a gap just so you can lift your paper and make a triangle. Okay. So, and you also want to leave about a 1/2 inch above the your chipboard or whatever you're using. Okay, so I'm going to cut mine there. Scissors, and then I am cutting right up against my chipboard because I don't want to wrap it or anything like that. I'm just cutting it, and then all you're going to do is place it like a triangle. See how it's a triangle? And use this little flap to hold it as a triangle. That is it. That is how you make a stand for pictures, for chipboard, for DIY, picture frames. You know who taught me that? Rosa Kelly. All right. So there's my little stand. Isn't she so cute? And now you're just going to take that folded edge and glue it right to the back of your project. Let me put some glue on it. Yes, if you notice, the back of mine is now white and not pink, how it originally was. That's because I made my stand too big, and I had to pull it off, and then I ripped the paper and whatever. All right, so that's how you make the stand, and you're just gonna glue it on. I'm just making sure it's in the middle. Oh, I forgot. The reason why I wasn't laying it down was because my gnome is still wet. Okay, anyway, so that's just what you do. You put it on and you're good to go. I don't know what I was saying. The tutorial for the rest of it, it's coming up now. All right, here's how I made in the project. I bought some crepe paper. I left it folded up, and all I did was take a circle and trace it. Oh, where's a different pencil? Okay, so I just traced whatever size circle. I've never done crepe paper flowers, believe it or not. You guys know that I have done a ton of like cardstock and pattern paper. This is my first time doing it on crepe paper. And then I just cut out all the circles in the layer. Now, my edges are wavy. It was a happy accident that it's waving, because normally I do my flowers with like a scallop circle, but you know. All right, so you just cut them all out, and then you're gonna take your stapler. I cannot find my regular size stapler, so all I have is my Tim Holtz tiny attacher, and I have found that it's not enough. The tiny attacher, the staples are too tiny. So I ended up having to put 3 staples in every layer just to get the result I wanted. You can still use the brads if you want, but I would prefer bigger staples. Okay, so I just took 4 layers. You can do more, you know, well, I don't know if you want to do less, but you can definitely do more layers. And I just went through and separated everything into 4s. I think a couple of them had like 5, just because that's where it was on the fold line. And then I just took my tiny attacher and did 1 in the middle. Just kind of just did 3 like that. Okay. And then I picked up the first layer, smushed it all up. Second layer, smushed it all up against that first layer, and just keep repeating until you have all 3 layers kind of smushed. The crepe paper is nice because it's automatically making that flower shape, and I didn't have to crumble and spritz and all that first. Just kind of roll it around. These are just a little bit more delicate. So you're just going to pull it apart until you get your desired look. And they're going to come out completely different, even though you're doing the same exact technique. I did some of these last night. Yeah, so you're just going to continue. I'm going to assembly line mine. I'm pulling all the 4 parts, and then I will staple, and then I will start forming my flowers. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Okay, all of mine are stapled, and so we're gonna go ahead and start smushing them all up. You can leave each layer a little bit loose if you want, but there's a very specific look that I'm going for, kind of like a carnation. And so I want mine to be crumpled up in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna do all of them like that, and then once all of them have been crumpled up, I will go ahead and release each layer with my thumb to make them bigger. You can always keep them tight. For some reason, I can't talk and do this at the same time. You can keep it tight like this if you want to. This one I'm going to cut down this petal. I don't like it. So see how when you kind of start doing it, it's a little tight. Or you can, you know, feather them out. So I'm going to continue making all of my tight petal things there. Okay. And what I've kind of learned is that the more I roll it kind of like this, it gives it a bit of a more crinkly effect. And I like that better. So next time I think I will crinkle the crepe paper. I will crunch it all up first and then, you know, put it in the layers, just like we do the cardstock flowers. And I have been trimming off any part that I feel was too tall or I just didn't like the look of it. And I am using a tweezer to help pull apart some of the layers because crepe paper is a little fragile. Well, more fragile than what I'm used to. And I kept ripping some of them. So now I'm just kind of getting the tweezer in there so I can be a little bit more gentle when I'm separating my petals. Just gives me a little bit more control. Okay, so this is all I'm doing. And I am being a little hard with the tweezers too, so be gentle. All right, so I'm gonna keep going until all of my flowers are to the desired shape. Okay, so all of my flowers have been layered and rolled and fluffed and whatnot. So you may want to make your heart first. I just made my flowers first. If I need more flowers, I can always make more flowers. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to use cereal box to do this because my chipboard is entirely too thick to cut. Oh wait, I have this piece. I don't know where this cardboard came from, but I could probably draw a heart on that. Let's use this piece of cardboard. I was going to use cereal box, but I think I'll use this cardboard. Now, if I had my cutting machine, you best believe this would have been done on a cutting machine and not by hand. So I'm just going to, I folded it in half. And I'm just kind of tracing out a heart shape, which I'm just going to cut with scissors. All right, this is not fun to cut either. I might have to use cereal box. And you can choose to do your heart how you want. No, I'm not using this. It's just got everywhere. Okay, let me go back to my original of using the cereal box. That was corrugated cardboard and it just had every mess in there. Alright, so this is just a flattened out cereal box. I'm not great at drawing hearts, and so what you can do is, you know, print a heart off the internet and trace around it and cut that out, and that'll be perfect. So I think that's what I want to do because I'm going to use these 2 pieces. All right, so I'm going to trim down my cereal box, print out a heart, trace it. I'm using double cereal box only because I feel one piece is not going to be sturdy enough. So I'm going to have to use 2 pieces here. Okay. And actually, I could probably just do this. Maybe I'll make it into a square shape. That should be easier. All right, let's make this a square. Where's my ruler? So my piece is roughly 7.5, so I'm going to do 7.5 by 7.5. You can do any size your heart desires. I don't want a big heart. I just want one to put on my desk. So just 7.5 by 7.5 would be perfect. And of course the heart is going to be smaller than that, so that is just the square that we're going to make. Okay. And then we're going to cut our heart shape. I'm gonna trace it. I can't. I don't want to freehand a heart. Okay. And yes, even Google was like, "Ma'am, you don't know how to draw a heart." I mean, I do, but when I draw my hearts, they look like that. So I do that weird. That's how I draw a heart, like a weird center thing. I don't know. Whatever. Google's there to help. So I just printed a basic heart. Actually, I printed it on Word. Now I'm going to trace it. I'm going to cut it out twice. And I'm going to glue these hearts together. So that way it's just a little bit stable. Because my chipboard is too thick, but my cereal board is too thin. Alright, so we'll quickly cut this out. I know you can't see, but I'm literally just cutting out the heart. Now, once you cut out your heart and you glue it, you can either add scrapbook paper or paint it. You know, whatever you want to do to kind of hide behind the flowers in case you have a little gap in the flowers. You won't see it as much. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that. Okay. So I covered my heart. For this one, you want to see which is the best side, and the best side is going to be the back because obviously the front is going to be covered with all of your flowers, and so it's not going to really matter what the front looks like. The other thing that I didn't quite think through is that with the crepe paper, the ends are kind of 3D instead of flat. Because like with the cardstock, it's flat. But whatever, we're going to do what we can. So I just put entirely too much hot glue on there, but that's okay. You guys know I always overdo any adhesive. And I'm just going to go around, and all I did was glue my flowers down. No, I don't know how many flowers at this point I need. So you just glue until you have everything the way you want it. You can always, make this your own. If you want the center to be open, have an open center. Maybe put a little message there. Have a different color flower. You can alternate. Maybe have 2 or 3 different pinks or some whites or some reds. I don't really know what colors carnations come in. I know they come in white. And I know they have some that are like white with pink edges. I'm assuming they come in pink. At St. Patrick's Day, I know they put them in, they put the white carnations in, oh my gosh, what was I just saying? Oh, St. Patrick's Day. They put it in green water so that way, you know, the flower turns green a little bit. So, you know, you can have your carnation or whatever this flower is, any color you want. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go around and I had to get more glue and finish putting my flowers in here. This one I kind of put in wonky, but I'm gonna fill it all in. And you know, do you. Sorry, as you can hear, I'm starting to get sick again. Not sick, it's just my sinuses, my allergies. It's raining again. So whenever it rains, anywhere in the world I am, my sinuses and my allergies like to, you know, be aggravating. All right, let me go ahead and glue those around. Okay, so what I did is I just found the image that I wanted to use, which this was, it's an Etsy download as well. It is from, it's called, hold on, I'm searching for it. Valentine Gnomes, Choose Love is what it's called. And the shop is, oh, I'll put it in the description box because I do not know how to say that. Cape Riza sketch, maybe? Cape Riza? So, what I did is, the image was just the gnome on the teacup, and then I just added the, all you need is love and coffee. I added Wink of Stella. I added 3D gel. What do you call this? Glossy accents. And I used my jelly, what do you call these? Jelly rolls? Yep, jelly roll metallic gold pen, and added some more interest. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and glue mine right in the middle. But I don't like a saggy middle. You don't want your image to be sagging in the middle. And so all I'm doing is taking some scraps, and I just accordion fold it, or concertina fold, whichever word you use. And I'm just hot gluing it together. And I'm going to stack it, a couple of them in the center, so it matches the height of my image on my flowers. And I want my flowers to have to take the weight of the image, because if I try to hot glue on these flowers, it's not going to go too well, I don't think. It's crepe paper. It's not cardstock. So by doing these little stack things, that'll be great. I learned that from Tamika, who scrapped the world. So all I'm doing is cutting a strip of paper, approximately the same size, and you're just going back and forth, accordion, concertina, whichever way. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one is going to see it. Then I just put hot glue in between on both sides. I mean, you can stack your foam tape, but why waste foam tape when you can just use your scraps, what you were going to put in the rubbish bin anyway, or the recycle bin. Just keep stacking them until you get to the right height. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and glue that down because I know that's exactly what I want to do. Okay, so just stack that there. And I think that is the height. And then also that prevents your image from sagging in the middle, because you have, you know, this little thing. I need just a little bit more. And again, just a strip of paper. I just cut off, this is from the heart. So use your scrap bin, your recycle bin. too high. We'll see. Okay, and you know, for those of you who bought those massive rolls of foam tape at Expo, you know, it may not be a problem for you, but for me, I only have just so much foam tape, and I can't get the brand that I like. I can't get that here. So, you know, I gotta save foam tape where I can. I probably should have waited until this image was completely dry, but of course I didn't. Is that tall enough or do I need more? I feel like I need more. I feel like it's sagging if I leave it like this. Okay, do one more. I have plenty. And that's, oh my gosh, I threw my scissors in the trash by accident. But yeah, so that is it, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you hop down to the next person to see what they made with the theme of hearts and flowers. And make sure you subscribe if you like what we are making. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.